What's happening, everybody? Happy Monday. It is the day after a weekend of craziness. It's been fantastic. Thank you guys for joining us today. We got a special announcement we want to make, and really, super happy to make this announcement. And we've been working hard, and we're continually working hard for the KFL. And we're going to make a great announcement here in a few minutes, and then really talk about this, and I'm thrilled. So you know how hard it is when you put together after a year's work. You get KFL started out with an idea, and then it started out putting an idea on paper, and then talking to people about the idea, and then really crowdsourcing, and started out. Talking about some anglers, hey, trying to get this team format together and kind of make it really like a league, and it just started spreading like wildfire, the idea, and then lo and behold, we have 17 teams competing, and each individual team is its own franchise. And that kind of franchise model is what we were after. And so here's the deal: a lot of people are asking questions about payouts and all sorts of things, and it's funny. It's trying to explain how this league works, and I'm here to explain it the best I can, and then make the announcement. So each individual team is its own franchise. The franchise is its own business. The business itself is run by an owner, and then you have players, and the business or the team itself is responsible for developing sponsorships and all sorts of things, and help promoting these guys to go out and fish. And each team had a fee to enter into the league. Then the league will itself, collect those fees, and those anglers at the end of the year will be competing in a pot for those fees. And the way this works is the league itself, as it develops revenue shares to these teams. It works just like the NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, and as the league does its job in help promoting the anglers and the teams. Not only the teams, help facilitate the revenue that is necessary to put on these events, such as getting anglers there, the jerseys, the gas, the hotels, everything, the baits and everything to get this kind of content on. And then, the league is going to help basically share in that revenue. So it works just like that. I mean, it's a business model. And so you say, well, what is the payouts? How's this going to work? Well, I don't know. And people are laughing about it because you don't know the payouts. And the reason why you don't know the payouts all through this is because as more and more sponsors get in, the payouts are actually given to the team, or to the teams and to the anglers. So we don't know. I mean, it depends. So the revenues are driven by the teams, and the teams are responsible for that. So the New York Yankees, let's say, makes a whole lot more money than, let's say, the Baltimore Orioles. And so, as teams continue to do their thing, they can pay out the anglers a lot more. And then, there's a playoff pot. And that's how it works. And so it's great, man. And again, it's a long process. And as the content comes through, and we sign deals like we did with the network of Pride Network, it gets a lot more eyes on this, and it brings revenue in terms of sponsorships, because again, it's creating content, and more eyeballs get to see it. So that's the whole concept of the KFL. And by doing so, I'm happy to announce we have a major sponsor that's sponsoring the KFL. And I want to announce that right now, who they have put together. I've signed the contract, and we are so happy to welcome our sponsor for the KFL. And this is Tor Stafford is a major travel destination sponsor for the KFL. We are so happy to have that, and I want to show them what Stafford and Tour Stafford is all about. They have committed to being the official travel sponsor for the KFL, and we are certainly glad that they are doing so, and we want to promote them and what a great place this place is. So I want to run this commercial here real quick and take a look at what Stafford has to offer.
The roots of history run deep through Stafford, Virginia. We've raised leaders, featured artists, and honored those heroes among us. We've learned from the battles fought, and we look to the future with hope. We take this time to focus on what makes us exceptional, while constantly remembering where we came from. We're always open to fresh ideas and innovation, and savor all of the flavor at our fingertips. We find inspiration in our craftsmanship, and there's always a hidden gem around every corner. Find yours. Rediscover Stafford.
That's my home. It's Virginia, and I'm going to welcome Zach Solaire from the Motor City Ambassadors. And Zach, welcome. This is an exciting announcement, and the reason why it's exciting because you got to experience what Stafford has to offer and the fishery and the outdoorsmanship that this place offers, and how it welcomes in people like yourself and your team, and then basically the breweries and the restaurants and everything else we have, man. It's exciting, man. I'm super happy that they came on board. So talk about your experience here, bro.
Yeah, it was beautiful out there. I've never been to Virginia in my life. My parents never signed for me to go to the DC trip in elementary school. So I've never been to Virginia, and farthest I've ever been was hockey tournaments out in maybe Pittsburgh area. Crossed over into West Virginia, and I was just kind of awed at how beautiful it is out there. And then you keep going a little further, and you get into Virginia, and man, we showed up at your house, and it's long winding roads getting back there, but it's worth it. Just being able to be in that area, the restaurants that you guys took us to, all of them, even the best burger that you asked me about, and we go to a Five Guys, and I'm like, I've had Five Guys in Michigan, but it was better. I agree with you. It was a good burger, but the brewery we went to the other night, food was great. Beers were good. The whole area is it's beautiful. The fishing, it's great too.
Yeah, man. I mean, one thing, I can choose to live anywhere in the country I want to. And one thing I love about this area, I mean, yeah, it's got traffic and stuff like that, but it's got so much of it. It's got a little bit of country, a little bit of city. And then it also has, the greatest, I think one of the greatest fisheries that's pretty underrated, but you have a very, very well fishery known as the Potomac River in our backyard. And it has an array of, you never know what you're going to catch, man. Either a bass, it could be a 16-pound snakehead like I've got that will just absolutely just crush you. You could have a 40 or 50-pound blue cat. There's in the fall, the stripers come running up here, man. It is a fantastic fishery, fantastic area. And I can't be any prouder to have Tour Stafford on board. Really, I'm proud to have KFL being a part of that. And they've really committed quite a bit to make sure that this league runs the way it's supposed to be. And we want to be the harbinger. And I encourage all the anglers, please Hashtag Tour Stafford, tell everybody how much you really appreciate them, man, and let's get their content out and get people here in Stafford County and enjoy our great fishery, man. It's great.
Oh yeah, and not even you guys, but that was the first time I've ever actually had an angler that was a bass boat tell me to go ahead and fish a shoreline in front of them. I don't know if I told you
Wow.
that, but
No.
on Saturday, I saw this boat coming, and here in Michigan, you get some guys that they just don't like you fishing around them. And on Saturday, I see this guy cruising a shoreline that I was kind of working my way to, and I just asked him, hey, you guys mind if I head up that way? And they were like, oh no, by all means, go right ahead, man. And it was surprising at first, and it was a beautiful area, and I mean it was worth for me the almost 11-hour drive to get out there. Like it was worth it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Virginia in itself, it's one of the very few states that it really touches the mountains and the ocean. We have what's called the Piedmont area. I mean, you have literally trout fishing in the west, and you can fish for sharks and whatever you want to. The Red Drum on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. It's an amazing outdoor state, and it's a very underrated bass fishing state. Robert Brown will tell you, when he catches his pigs down in Virginia Beach area. And the great bass fishing that the South has in Virginia. But Stafford County is right in the heart of all that. It's between Northern Virginia, which is a little hectic, and the Central Virginia and Southern Virginia. It's right in the middle of it all. And I tell you, it is literally snakehead heaven. I mean, if you guys want a challenge, and if you want a fish that will it's the most delicious fish you'll ever eat. But if you want a challenge like none other, and it's one thing to catch a snakehead, it's another thing to land it. It's amazing. And this place has
mine
amazing.
Was a little one. Yeah, mine that I landed, my first ever real snakehead. We've got bowfin, or also known dogfish up here, and people think every time they catch them that they're snakehead. They're not. They don't fight as hard. I hooked into about maybe a 25, 30 incher, and I mean that thing. I felt bad for my lure because when it came in, the hooks were all mangled. I mean, he was basically holding on to it because he didn't want to open his mouth. Yeah. And it was, being from, I was talking to Bobby Morin, on the way out while we were down there. And I told him up here, I'm from a town where I'm 20 miles from the expressway, and there's one stoplight for me to hit between my house and the expressway. Right. And, to come down there and be in that bumper to bumper traffic a little bit and all that, like it is kind of a culture shock almost, but
for sure,
it was, I know Matt, he had a little bit of an issue on the bridge there, but hey, that's the kind of stuff that happens,
It is. But, I encourage you, I mean, if you're traveling in from the Northeast, we have a lot of teams from the Northeast, and you're trying to get down south and you need a place to stop, man, hit me up, man. You always have a home and a place here in Stafford, and, love to show you around and love to let you see what we have. Also, I mean, by the way, the hunting here is amazing too. I mean, every type of, from waterfowl hunting to, deer hunting to, I mean, bear here. I mean, we got everything. So, it's a great outdoors area. And I encourage you guys to support, this county. They've done a lot. And let me just tell you this means a lot to me. Virginia was stupid. Virginia, not politics aside, started trying to get onto the, let's not, about the gun situation. Stafford County was one of the first counties to become a 2A sanctuary county, meaning that we support the Second Amendment, and it was unanimously voted 7-0 to become a 2A sanctuary. So we are it's the real deal, man. It's all about outdoorsmen and protecting our rights and all that stuff. So it's really, really cool, man. I was so appreciative when I saw that
driving down there. There were a lot of spots where I looked to the left. I was like, man, there's a fish under that log. And then I looked to the right. I'm like, man, that's a good field to have a ladder stand up for a deer right there.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, all the duck blinds and everything that you saw.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's amazing. So, well, guys, that's our announcement. I'm so happy, and again, you're going to be seeing Torrance Stafford throughout the KFL season, and we cannot thank Lisa Logan enough for putting this together and really having and investing in this great sport of kayak bass fishing and investing in our anglers. And then we want to do everything we can to help support this. And this is just the first step, y'all, of more to come. More to come. We just got to get that good content out and let other sponsors see how we treat a sponsor like Torrance Stafford. I can't encourage you enough when we're posting videos or we're posting content of all the games that we do. If you can please do us a favor and really support our sponsor here, Torrance Stafford and Ray's Eyewear. That would be absolutely wonderful. So to let them know that their investment is worth every penny plus. So that's it. I'm excited, guys. Welcome Torrance Stafford to the KFL. Thank you for your support. We really do appreciate it. Guys, we're going to get out of here. Zach, any more things to say before we get out of here?
No, man. I'm just excited to find out tonight who's going to be fishing this weekend for us against Indiana. So we got our little team meeting going on tonight.
That's awesome. So, I don't know about you, man. I'm still on a high from this past weekend.
Yeah, and I told Greg, or not Greg, you're Greg. I told Matt, it was just such a huge thing that it's going to be hard to, after feeling that last Saturday, it's going to be hard to be the guy that has to sit and watch your team.
That's going to be
tough. If that ever gets to be a point, because I'm going to be sitting there like thinking, guys, like, come on, like, I wish I could do this. Like, I don't know how you did it, but man, being that I've already felt what it felt like to be on the water and do it, like, it's going to be tough. And there's a good chance we got some great anglers on our team. And, if we got two guys that still need the opportunity to fish and prove what they can do. So if it means me sitting a game, by all means, I'd love to see them contribute and do their part. So
for sure, man. I mean, look, me and Robert Brown were talking earlier today. We were talking about a lot of different things and trying to plan on what was going to go on. And I was like, Robert, me and you get a chance to fish. We were behind the camera Saturday. That's not happening this Saturday. We're fishermen first. I cannot wait to get on that water and absolutely put the smack down on some fish, man. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm good. I'm happy to have you have me on here. I got a dog though that I gotta go see why she's barking like crazy. So
yeah, no worries. KFL tonight, 7:00. Stay tuned. We got some special guests going on. We're gonna talk to some anglers, kind of do some recaps. KFL tonight with Robert Brown tonight, and then we have a special guest coming on. Tune in 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you here in a few minutes. Take care.
All right. We'll see you, Greg.
Bye-bye.